Hey guys, welcome back to another video here in the Alpha Pack shop. This will be video 2 of the Deisel Ranger 1000 crew build, and as you can see, it's not in the shop anymore. So obviously I put some tires on it and moved it out here. So let's see what's up. So at this point, I got the lift all in, all the wear items changed. I just removed the roof, and we found a whole lot of rust on the frame where the roof was sitting and on some other spots. So yeah, we're knocking off all the loose rust off of it now and gonna get it prepped up so we can hit it with some paint so it won't continue to rust, because we don't want any rust underneath the window, front windshield, rear windshield, or the roof, or anywhere really. So we're gonna get that knocked out and get the painting on that real quick. And then I have over here the front bumper, which I've got prepped up. I've decided we're going to go ahead and rhino line this with some truck bed liner, make it look real nice, and then put that winch mount on there, and we'll put that 5000 Badlands in it. And then I found this sitting on the side. It was bent right here. This was my whole rear bumper for my high lifter, and when I went to bend it back out, yeah, as you can see, I done cracked it. So I may have to throw weld this up, and then I'll prep it possibly and rhino line it as well and stick it on his machine. I think that would look good as well. But yep, we're just moving along, getting things done. So I'll come back whenever it's time to start prepping and painting. Alright, we went ahead and knocked it out without y'all, sorry. But now you get to see how it looks afterward. We went ahead and prepped and painted and got all that done because the deadline got moved up a couple days, guys. So I gotta get on it to get this sucker ready for when he needs it. Got those 30-inch bighorns, new rims, 2-inch spacers all the way around, which keeps it off of the sway bar links. Everything's painted up nice, came out really good. So where the windshields are going to go, there's not a bunch of rust. So the windshields are next, along with the winch, bumper, and a bunch of other little things. So I'll come back when I start throwing those on. Alright, so we got the front windshield here prepped and ready. The rear windshield, we already prepped it up and installed it into the back. So it's in. Came out real good. I kind of like it. Might end up getting one for me. So it fit real well. Yep, think it's going to do great. And Chris is throwing in the dash real quick so we can start mocking up this front windshield. So I'm about to get busy on that in just a second. Here's the front bumper installed after the rhino lining with the winch plate, and the winch is in there. I'm gonna put a synthetic new cable in there, and then put a new fair lead and all on there. So just got to run some wires. These machines are super long, and it was not pre-wired for a winch already, which sucks. So I've got to figure out how to get from all the way over here all the way over here, and you know, being a little challenging. So a lot of options. So I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but when I do, I'll let you know. So I'll be back in a little bit. Knocked it out the park, guys. Check it out. Got the windshield installed along with the roof. That's all completed. So windshields, check. Roof, check. Winch, check, check. Got all the wiring ran. Everything's hooked up. It is working. This is how it's going to be. Nice and tidied up. I went ahead and grounded the winch solenoid and everything right behind the dash here. So that's there. I didn't have to run a negative all the way to the battery. The positive though, yes. And I had to make a connection here to make it long enough. And it ran all the way to here to this positive lug here. So that's how the winches ran. I left all the zip ties loose in case I run any more LED lights or anything like that. After running the winch, when I would go to turn it on, I don't know if it's the ignition or the weak battery or some connections, but when I turn on the key, I'm getting a check engine light for the temp sensor or oil pressure sensor, but we're at 11.5 volts right now. And if I wiggle the key and stuff, sometimes it goes up to like 12.2, which is doing. And it'll let you start it, but And then when the alternator kicks in, it's up to like 14 volts while the alternator's running. But if I was to take this wire right here off of this sensor, they used to have a ground wire here, and I now know why. And it was a male, and this is the female, and it would plug into that, which would then in turn turn off the check engine light. And I tested that, and it did do it. So if I was to touch that wire to the ground right now, this light would then go off. Even though it's at 12.2, let's see what it drops to whenever I crank it. Foot's on the brake. Yeah, that sucker went down to 9 volts, boy. Hey, that's low, bro. So I think we definitely need a new battery. Yeah, like I said, I load tested it and it said weak. So we probably got a bad cell on there. But anyway, yep, it's coming along nice. I had to kind of get things moving on it a little quicker than I'd like, but there's a deadline for this, and I got to meet that. So I told him I'd have it ready for him this Thursday, the 5th. And if I tell you I'm going to do that, that's what's going to happen. I do have some parts that I still need to install. I got our steering rack on the way. Hopefully that'll be in time so I can swap that around, because there is a whole lot of slack in those inner tie rod ends. And I just figured might as well just change the whole rack for the price. So I'm waiting on that to get in. And then I'm going to be going to get a new battery and possibly, like I said, a rear LED so that he can flip on a switch and see what's behind him when he's backing up or when he's back here doing stuff off the bed. So I think it's definitely a plus to have a light in the rear. I like mine when I need it. I can see, because it's very difficult to see when you're backing up these big long suckers. But anyway, guys, whenever I get that battery, I'm going to, like I said, clean up the terminals, do the light and everything. So I'll come back whenever I get the rest of my stuff in, and we'll start commencing on that. All right, guys, so I went ahead and got that new M26 battery, threw it in here. And when I was doing so, this positive terminal broke, or it was all jacked up. So I went ahead and changed the terminal in, so we're good there now. I went ahead and hooked up the floodlight. Here's the relay for it and everything. That's for the rear of the machine. I have it plugged directly to the battery, so it'll key, no matter if the key's on or off, it'll come on. I tidied up all this, cleaned up all the negative connections with sandpaper. Even on the engine, sitting over here, there was a connection as well. It's cleaned up. So now all the wires are ran up to the front, behind the dash here to that switch. That is the light. So that's how that'll be. It'll shine on the back. It is a floodlight, not a spotlight. So I can bear looking into it. It's not gonna blind me or anybody behind you. So that'll shine on the bed and right behind the machine, and he'll be able to see when he backs up. And like I said, it's hooked up with the key off or on right now. So then we have ignition. Let's see. It's not really doing, for some reason now, that check engine. Hopefully it was a connection issue. Let's see. It's not coming on. It hadn't been coming on. I've tested it a couple times, starting it, turning it off, starting it again, or just turning the key, letting it sit. So as of right this second, I feel like it's time to go ahead and close it up and put all the plastics back in it and get it ready to go on the road to get some testing, make sure everything's good to go. So we're getting closer to being finished, guys. Heck yeah, I'm getting excited. Sounds good, runs good, looks good. Y'all let me know down in the comments what you think. And guys, please go hit that like and subscribe and bell for notifications. And I'm going to see y'all in the next video, and I'll tell you a little story about the unit. Y'all take it easy.